Now that we've finished taking a look at how the framing elements go up and we've looked at some of the specific interior framing features, let's look at the outside, because the outside is what protects us from the elements, and that's really a critical part of the framing process. Well, here I am relaxing on the in the outdoor living area of an M Street home. Beautiful brick fireplace, high ceilings, ceiling fan, just a lovely place to be when it's nice outside in Houston, which it is for about 7 months of the year. But it got me to thinking about the exterior finishes that we have on homes. Basically, the preferred exterior finishes on homes in Texas is brick or stone and hardy plank siding, which of course we know is a cementatious product, so it doesn't rot, doesn't collect mold or any of that nature. And so by looking at it, and everybody loves this because they're both low maintenance exterior finishes, but the question is, does it protect the house from the elements? Does it protect it from the driving rain that you get in Houston? Does it protect it from the wind? And to many people's surprise, I have to tell you, they don't. Both the brick and the siding, even when they're properly installed, are going to allow for moisture and in some cases air infiltration into the wall assembly. How does that happen, you might ask? Well, brick is a very porous product. It soaks up water. As a matter of fact, if we stood here with a garden hose and were able to look on the back side of that brick and we sprayed that garden hose for a couple of minutes, water would be running down the back side of that brick. Not only that, but brick is porous, so it absorbs the water. And then when the sun comes out and hits that brick, it's going to drive that moisture through in the form of water vapor. And if it gets into the wall assembly and into the house, it's going to increase the humidity and do some nasty things in the wall. Similarly, the siding, while it's not porous and it's not going to absorb water, a blowing water will get underneath the siding and into the interior part of the wall. So both of these, while they're beautiful and they're low maintenance and they're going to be durable products, they really don't do what we need them to do to prevent water intrusion and air infiltration. So let's take a few minutes, go back out into one of our building sites and take a look what's behind these walls. Okay, so now we're going to a house that doesn't have the exterior finishes on it yet. No siding, no brick, no stone, no stucco. What's behind the wall is one of two things, either a sheathing or a wrap. Both of them are good. Some of them have better applications in one area than the other. I prefer the sheathing because it has some structural elements to it, but either works. The purpose is to prevent water intrusion and air infiltration. That's the purpose of the sheathing. And so we want to have a sheathing that has what we call low perm rating. It doesn't allow water to flow through it very easily. Okay? And we want it to be installed properly. And what I mean by properly is we want to have it properly nailed. We want to have it properly secured and with the sheathing going the right direction. And we don't want to have any holes in it. Let's go around the side here so we can see where some holes might have been. As I said, what we don't want is we don't want any unplanned holes. Well, holes come from things that naturally come through the side of the house. Here we've got a lot going on. We've got a gas line coming through. We've got a hose bib. We've got the electrical connection for the air conditioning system. We have some wiring coming through here. But in every instance, our contractors have taken the time after they've made the hole to seal it up either with tape, and this is a 35-year tape, it's going to hold, some mastic. Even if they accidentally make a hole in the sheathing, like somebody did here, they cover it up to make sure there's no opportunity for water intrusion. Again, no unplanned holes. Now, there are some planned holes. For example, windows and doors. Here's an example of a window. The key to the window is to make sure that it's installed by someone who knows how to install the window to prevent water intrusion. There's a flange that's around the outside. We want to make sure it's caulked before it's installed. We want to make sure that after it's installed and properly nailed off, that there's some flashing, some flexible flashing that's put on the outside that seals that. We want to make sure that underneath here is some moist stuff. So if water does leak in through the windows, it runs to the outside of the house. Because you remember when we talked about the brick and water coming through the brick and the siding with moisture being blown through the siding, what we want to have here is we want to have a drainage plane. That's so that when the water gets in here, whether it's in the form of bulk water or it's a form of vapor, that it condenses or hits this wall and it drains down to the bottom. And at the bottom we have some plastic that's been installed underneath this sheathing so that water runs out to the weep holes either in the siding or in the brick, and the water gets to the ground and it doesn't affect the wall assembly in any way. So moisture management is very critical, and it's not the brick, it's not the siding that's going to do it, it's going to be what's behind there.
If you have any more questions about M Street Homes, feel free to contact us at the number on the screen, or go to the Contact Us tab at the website and send us an email, and we'll respond as quickly as possible to any questions you might have. Thanks again.